Hey guys, it's Drea. So today I have for you a collab video. This is also a tag video and I'm really excited to do this. I wanted to do this tag since I saw it. I saw this tag first on Alex's channel, who, as you know, is my best friend. And she, well, if you didn't know, by the way, she is, and I will link her. She's got a channel here on YouTube called One Beauty Addict. She created this particular version of this tag with Katie Marie, who is also a content creator on YouTube. It's based on the whole kind of superlatives thing that has been done before, but they created a tag just based on these particular questions. They did it for eyeshadow palettes. Now I'm doing this video in collab with Abby from Make Life Your Runway. And if you don't know who Abby is, I really wholeheartedly suggest you go check out her channel. She is an absolute joy to watch. She's one of those people who is so like chipper and like bubbly and happy and exuberant and just like excited about life, which I really admire. And she's just got so much fun stuff happening on her channel. She does like shop your stash videos. I know a lot of you like those. So go check her out. We're doing this in collaboration with each other. I am doing this makeup superlatives tag with eyeshadow palettes, just like Alex and Katie Marie did. But Abby said that she might just do it with her whole collection, which I totally get, and I think is also a really fun way of doing this too. So I'm doing all eyeshadow palettes, and I believe she's doing her whole collection. Also, I'm not sure when this video is going to go up, but originally I had suggested that we put it up on Sunday, and she said, oh yeah, sure, we can do that. That's also the day I'm getting married. And I was like, woman, you're crazy. So I told her, listen, let's film first and we'll see when we put it up when we both have time, but no rush to put it up if you're getting married. So congratulations to Abby. I'll go over to her channel and say congratulations as well. Okay, I love this idea of placing superlatives on makeup. I think it's so fun because it really shows you kind of a personalization in the relationship we have with our stuff and with our makeup. And as the makeup lovers, that just speaks to me. So this one has, I think, like 8 questions. The first one is the palette that has the best smile. And like, this is like, if it was in a yearbook, it would be the person who has the best smile. Well, this is the best smile. And to me, that basically means the palette that makes me smile when I look at it. I have so many. For so many of these, I had so many, and it's so hard. Like, I really put a lot of thought into this. It was really hard to narrow it down. Ultimately, I landed on this one. This is the Deuce by Julia's Place. There's a couple reasons this palette makes me smile. One of them is that just the packaging is so beautiful. The colors are so beautiful. Every time I wear this, I love the look that comes out of it. I get a lot of compliments on the looks that come out of it. It's so easy to use. The formula is so great. Like these shimmers, this one in particular, just applying it with a brush, not even your finger, it goes on so intensely, so like opaque and pigmented. It's just wonderful. And the last reason this palette makes me smile is because Alex gave this to me as a gift. So there's so many reasons why I love this palette. I enjoy it so much. It was in my shop, my stash last go around, and I really like had to force myself to kind of put it away so I could use some other things because I love it that much. The next, literally if I did bloopers on this, it would just be me trying to say the word superlative over and over because every second time I try, I can't do it. So the next superlative is the most likely to succeed. So this would be like the palette that doesn't let you down, or also I think when I hear most likely to succeed, that to me means that it's gonna be with me forever. I'm always gonna love it the same as I do now. It's always gonna be as good, maybe even I'll love it more down the road, but it will never fail. You know, it will never, I'll never fall out of love with it. So currently, I think this one definitely fits this bill. This is the BH Cosmetics Hanging in Hawaii palette. I've been talking about this a lot lately. It's fairly new to me, but I've been using it a ton and I've been so impressed with it. So first of all, again, packaging wise, absolutely gorgeous. So fun to look at. The shades in here are pretty basic. They're a mixture of very intense metallic shimmers and some like neutral brown colors, but also some pops of orange and pink, which makes this definitely to me like a warm palette, like a warm neutral palette. And kind of more leaning towards summertime as well. There's a few underneath that Juvia's Place shade. Look at how intense that shimmer metallic is. They're all so smooth and they just go on the eye so beautifully. I also found that when I wear this palette, it looks even better throughout the day. Like the eyeshadows almost meld together in such a way that they look even shinier, even more blended. There's just something about this that like wears really well as well. So this one is my most likely to succeed. The next makeup superlative is the life of the party. If you know me and my eyeshadow palette collection, it's a whole lot of color. I could have picked 12 palettes that are like the life of the party, and I love them all so much, but I picked this one because it has a newness factor, and I kind of wanted to talk about it. I think you guys would really respond well to it and probably want to know my feelings about it. This is the Huda Beauty Orange Neon Obsessions palette. So this is the orange. There's a pink, a green, and an orange. The pink I didn't purchase because I think it looked very similar to like the Lime Crime palette that's pink and purple. And the green one I did purchase, and I do not like it at all. I think the quality of it is pretty lackluster and not great at all. I don't know if I should do a whole video reviewing these two palettes, but I wanted to talk about this one because I actually think this one is really good. So the green one I don't like, this one I really, really like. So this one has 6 mattes and 3 shimmer shades. So first of all, look at this palette. It's like this kind of acrylic, the neonness vibe really comes through, I think, and then the colors inside also kind of scream life of the party. I think this is such a good summer palette. I'm so excited to wear this throughout the summer. I did a look with this the day I got it and I freaking loved it. It was so beautiful, so vibrant. The mattes in here blended really well and didn't take much building up at all. In fact, some of them definitely didn't need any building up. They were bright from the get-go. I think that the 3 shimmer shades, and similarly in the green palette, but these ones work a little bit better, they all need a sticky base to kind of pop. So they're more topper shades than lid shades. Like they are kind of almost like a pressed glitter formula. So if you see me just swatch those two like that, they almost look like not much at all. I think the yellow one is actually it shows up a lot better. And the yellow one is what I did use on my lid when I used it. But they will show up really well over a sticky base. But the mattes in here are super fun, super bright, and vibrant. So there's 4 of the mattes. It's definitely screams that neon theme. And I think they really did a good job with this one. The green one was super disappointing to me, but I'm really excited to use this like all summer long. I also think that these shades in particular just are so nice in the summer. I love like oranges and purples together in the summertime. I think it's such a cool vibe, and I especially like them in matte format. So I think this one, for now, at the moment, is like my life of the party palette. The next superlative is the most changed since freshman year. This could be a good or bad thing, like you could include something that you didn't like before, now you love, but I'm taking it the other way. This is a palette that I used to be head over heels for, super in love with, one of my absolute favorites of all time, and now I haven't reached for this palette in over a year. This palette is not, like, it just doesn't scream to me the way it used to. This is Modern Renaissance from Anastasia. I do think this is a classic. I think that the formula originally when these came out was so good and so like nothing I had really experienced. Something a little bit more powdery, a lot of kickback, but very pigmented at the same time and blends super duper well. So this is what my palette looks like. As you can tell, whole ton of use on it. I hit pan on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades in here and tons of usage on a lot of other colors. I do feel like the formula does kind of change on this over time, and this is a palette that has a 6-month expiration, and I know that was kind of like a thing people talked about when this first came out, like eyeshadow should last longer than that, and you know, it's still usable. I don't think that it is as good as it used to be. Even when I swatch some of these shades, they're just not they're just not as instantly pigmented as they used to be. I don't know. I'm sure you could still do a very nice look with this. I've had this palette now for 3-ish years probably. I don't know. I lose track of time when it comes to makeup. But I just don't love this the way I used to. I'd never reach for it. I'm so much more in love with color too. I feel like I've changed as a person. I'm so much more in love with color than I am with anything neutral or even warm tone that I just don't reach for this anymore. So we've grown apart. The next one is the most unique. Again, I have a lot of unique palettes. I have so much stuff that kind of stands out, but I also have a lot of color, and in my collection, being colorful is not necessarily being unique. So this is a palette that I got very recently, and I think it is very much unlike anything else in my collection. This is the Melt Cosmetics Smoke Sessions palette. It's got pot leaves all over it. That makes it unique into itself. I'm just not that person. You do you, it's just not me, but I bought it because of the colors. And this is an all green, greeny gold palette, but mostly all green. Even the yellows and golds have kind of a green hue to them. I really have been impressed with this so far. I think the formula, while being very, very soft, is like instant color on your eyes. You know, there's a lot of times when you have to use a lid shade with your finger, and that's kind of like my bar now. If I can put a shiny shadow all over my lid with a brush without using my finger and it shows up beautifully, to me that's a sign of something really spectacular and really worth it and really easy to use and really exciting and just something that I enjoy more. The less I have to work with my eyeshadow, the more I enjoy it. I also think that this is very unique in the fact that you've got 6 of these being like lid shimmer shades, and only 2 of them are matte, and the 2 that are matte are very, very dark. So, you know, in that sense, it's not like a well-balanced palette. I think it's a well-curated palette, but they're definitely giving you a vibe here, which is something a little bit more grungy green and smoky green, and not necessarily like every color of green under the rainbow. Even, like I said, these yellowy gold shades here have that kind of grungy green factor to them. So far I've been really enjoying this. I love the formula on it. I love the looks I've been getting out of it, but it is something very unlike anything else that I own. The next one is Cutest Couple. Remember back in high school, there was always that one couple that like got together in freshman year and stayed together the whole 4 years, and they were like the cutest couple. Yeah, I had one of those. It was my best friend and her boyfriend. Okay, so this one, in my collection, I don't feel like there's a ton of stuff that pairs perfectly together. I do think like Alex in her video had chosen BH Taking You Back to Brazil and Rio edition because one is all matte and one is all shimmer. And that makes total sense to me that they go together really well. But A, I didn't want to repeat what she did, and B, I just kind of like the idea of these two together, even though I don't think that they fit perfectly together. I think that they look really good next to each other. These are the Color Festival palettes. So this is the Weekend Festival palette from BH. This is the Color Festival palette from BH. This is the one from last year. That is my all-time favorite palette. So many nice colors in it. And then this is their version this year, which is the Color Festival palette, which is a little bit different. Still a lot of color going on, but a little bit more darkness in it, like these shades over here, and also a little bit more neon happening, like the purple and the yellow. Just, it's slightly different, but in such a cool way. The packaging of these are both so cool. I think that they really do go really well together. Like the vibe is just really awesome. So I do think that these have shades that complement each other, and there's no real repeats in it. Even the browns are slightly different. Like the purples are slightly different. The pinks are, like, everything is slightly different. So I think you could open both of these up together and use them together, dip here and there and everywhere, and you could get a really interesting look. That's what I did today. Most of what I'm wearing today, I think, like the 2 lid shades, the gold and the blue, are these ones from this palette here. But then all the mattes I took were from this palette. And even like the pop of blue that's underneath my eyes here. So, you know, I wanted to see if not only do these look good together, would they actually work together? And I think that they do. And I think that I actually really like this look today. You know, I don't wear a lot of blue, but I wanted to. I've been wearing more and more of it lately though. I'm not gonna be able to say that anymore. As soon as it's gonna be, I actually do wear a lot of blue. So the next one is Perfect Attendance. What that says to me is dependable. This palette is one of my most dependable palettes. If I go for it, I know that I'm going to have a beautiful eye look, appropriate for any setting, and I'm gonna love it. And that's this one. This is the Too Faced Tickled Peach palette. I adore this palette so much. It's just this little tiny bit of goodness. It's got such a tiny package, but it works so well. I actually had this and I broke it, and one of the shades broke, and that was this brown here, which to me, this brown is such a good brown that I wanted it so bad that I just repurchased the whole palette. So this actually hasn't been used as much as the other one, which is why you might be like, why does it look so untouched? That's why. I just bought it during the VIB sale. Here's a couple swatches of this. I love that you have these really beautiful lid shades, but I love that the matte is this beautiful rich brown that can be smoked out so nicely. There's also this really nice kind of mid-tone brown, which goes into the transition in the crease really, really beautifully. Then you have a couple of like brow bone highlight type colors. This is the only palette, I get told a lot in real life, your eyeshadow is beautiful, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. This is the only palette where somebody has stopped me and demanded to know what I was wearing on my eyes. Like literally, this girl saw me and my eyeshadow and she made me tell her what I was wearing. She wanted to know the brand and the palette and everything. So I just love the way this looks. Every time I use it, it just gives me the most beautiful eye looks, and so therefore it is my most dependable and perfect attendance. So the last one is all about packaging. This is the best dressed. You know, when it comes to palettes, I think that companies do give you really beautiful packaging to sell it. It's all about marketing. It's all about enjoyment, aesthetics, how things look. You know, packaging can sometimes sell a subpar product. But then that being said, like, packaging is one of my favorite things about makeup. I love the way, you know, it looks on the face, but I want to enjoy it while I'm putting it on. If everything was in like black acrylic packaging with a clear lid, it would be more boring to me. I wouldn't be enjoying it as much. So I do really appreciate really nice packaging. I have a ton of palettes that are absolutely gorgeous, but when I was really thinking about this, and again, I thought about this for a long time, I thought out of everything, what's the most pretty? Not necessarily the most unique, but like, what do I really love to look at? And I really think it's all of the Lime Crime Venus palettes. So I have the XL, I have the XL2, and I have the original Venus palette and the 3. And yes, they all have, you know, the Venus on them, but they're all slightly different. She's got different hair in each of them. There's just a little bit different going on in each of these palettes. They're just so visually pleasing. You know, even taking it to the back of the packaging and then inside as well. Like, they all have mirrors. They all have a little bit of something pretty going on around the mirror. They just look so nice on the inside too. And then the big guys have all the gold inside. Like, this part of it is all gold, and I just think they have really nice layout. With this one, you have like the peaches around. Just absolutely stunning to look at. Like, you know, when I do my eyeshadow with these, just like having them open and looking at them just gives me joy. So that's why for me, these are the ones with the prettiest packaging. I knew I wanted to do this tag from the moment I saw Alex's video, and I'm so glad that Abby agreed to do it as a collab with me. So please go check out everybody's links down in the description bar below. Go say hi to Abby, go subscribe to her. She has got a smaller channel, but it's going to see a boom of growth. I know it, because she is just such a joy to watch, and she's going to do some really great things. I know that. But that's it for today. I hope that you really enjoyed this. Let me know what your favorites are, like what you would put in each of these categories, because I think it's so fun to do this. There's also a makeup romances tag going around, and I think I'm going to do that one as well. I don't know what it is. I love, what's that word? Is it anthropomorphize? I think that's it. Anthropomorphize, when you give like human characteristics to things that are like not like human. Does that make sense? I love doing that with makeup anyway. I think it's so fun. Subscribe if you're new here. I'd love to see you around in the future. I hope that you're having a great day. I hope that you're speaking kindly to yourself, especially when you look in the mirror. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.